Hey guys, Joshua and Eli here from This Is Podcast, a show where we talk about whatever we want, whenever we want, and nobody cares.
Hi, today we have a discussion for you on another firearm. So, without further ado, this is Firearms.
Hey guys, hope you're having a beautiful day. And today we have another This Is Firearms. If you haven't checked out the last two, go check them out. They are on the Ruger 1022 and the Mosin Nagant M9130, respectively. So if you haven't checked out those videos, go ahead and give them a check out. And welcome to the show.
Yep.
So today we're talking about a pistol I purchased earlier this year. And that is a reproduction made by CVA of the Philadelphia Derringer. It was made in Jukar, Spain, for the CVA company. And it's quite a cool little pistol.
Shoots in .45 caliber, shoots at balls, black powder.
Yeah, shoots a .45 caliber ball and black powder. And I picked it up at an antique mall. That's right near us, the old shoe factory. That's just six or some blocks from where I live, actually.
8 or 9 somewhere.
Yeah, that's a little long. I was gonna say that's a little more than that.
Still,
it's not far from us, and we go there from time to time. And I saw this, and
go there once every couple of weeks, really, just to see what's updated.
Yeah, and it's really really cool. Now, CVA made these in, the 70s?
Yeah, 70s. And we couldn't find a good resource for the serial number. If you happen to know a good resource for the serial number that's to find the exact date.
Or exact year.
The exact year, I should say, not exact date, but the exact year that it was made, that would be awesome. Let us know, comment below. Also, while we're at it, go ahead and comment below if you've had any experience with a handgun, a fine handgun like this. So
now it is black powder. Percussion cap is the charge. There's the igniter.
The igniter, yeah.
So if you don't know anything about black powder, I'm actually a student of black powder. I'm very much a student. So don't take this as
as we know everything about black powder.
Yeah, we don't. I'm actually still very, very much a student. I'm a baby.
Well, this is, I don't know about you, but this is my very first time shooting black powder. Was when we made the video for this.
Actually, this is my first time shooting black powder as well.
Okay.
And I didn't know how to feel about that, but I'll get back to that in a second. If you don't know a lot about black powder, it's charged with powder down the barrel, a patch, and a ball. And now the ball is slightly smaller than the diameter of the barrel.
Just slightly.
And so the patch helps it create that airtight seal. You ramrod it all together. You put a percussion cap in. When the striker fires when the hammer fires the striker, when the hammer drops on the percussion cap, that ignites the sparks that drop down through this nipple, is what they call it, down here, and ignites the powder, and out comes the ball.
Lots of pressure.
So this is my first time shooting black powder. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it.
And?
I was so excited. There is something... you hear a snap, and
yeah, it's slightly delayed.
There's this delay between the snap of the percussion cap and then the actual explosion of the bullet exiting the barrel. And I just laughed. I couldn't believe how incredibly fun it was to shoot. Needless to say, it's become kind of my new obsession. I'm already planning on purchasing a few different muskets and pistol kits made by Traditions Firearms. That's traditionsfirearms.com. It's a website. We'll have it along the bottom here.
And the kits.
And they're kits. They're build them yourself kits, much like this was.
Yep.
CVA doesn't do it anymore. They gotta do more modern looking guns. I definitely want everything I own to be
traditional in that sense.
Historical. Has some historical reference points.
Yeah.
So mostly match up with with my historic sword fighting. I want to get pistols and muskets that would have been with those swords.
They also sell flintlock on there, and flintlock is really cool too, but as I understand it, it's more expensive to shoot than this is. And this is relatively inexpensive, it seemed, like the way you were talking.
I think you can get 100 shots for I think it was about $20-25 to get all the accoutrement.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
So that's 20-25 cents a shot. I don't think actually the flint is more expensive. It's not more expensive to shoot because it's charged. It's all. I think the flint's a little harder to get a hold of than the caps.
Okay.
As I understand it, but it's my new obsession. I'm gonna get a little more into my feelings in just a little bit, but your initial thoughts when you fired?
I thought it was a hell of a lot of fun. One thing I don't like about it is how long it takes to prep it. While we were making the videos, we didn't make them in order. We didn't do all of them at once. We were shooting other guns in between simply because it takes so long. Now, obviously, over time, you get faster at it. You know how to measure it out a little better. Especially loading it outside when there's wind blowing at some points, and you're trying to get the black powder down the barrel and not all over your shirt. It's a little bit of a commitment. You really want to shoot that thing. It's also a commitment because you can't. It's not really easy to unload it.
No, once it's loaded, the only way to really truly unload it is to fire it.
Yeah. So, not really a concealed carry gun.
Well, okay, so the Philadelphia Derringer was actually a super popular model in its time as a gentleman's pocket pistol, a self-defense pistol, kind of like the concealed carries of today. Also famously known, of course, as the gun that assassinated President Lincoln. That's what John Wilkes Booth used to assassinate Lincoln.
And there's a picture here. You can see it's slightly different than the model that we have here. It's still the Philadelphia Derringer, but it's what it looked like at that time.
Right.
So.
But this was a gentleman's pocket pistol, and it was meant for self-defense purposes. Usually used at 5 to 10 paces.
If you could hit them at that point, I mean, it's incredibly.
Well, I mean, it's an initial shot. It's interesting. You're talking about the prep time and unloading it. People lived during a time where you could fire into the ground at the end of the day. A gentleman would load this, have it in his pocket, walk around all day, and then he could fire it into the ground, and nobody would care. Now I can't.
Taking a walk at night, got to load up my gun, and get home and go.
Yeah, and the cops will be there in 2 seconds. As they probably should, because this world is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody's shooting in the neighborhood, you might want to investigate that. So,
like for the last 3 nights, we've been told that you have shot a gun into the ground.
Yeah, like what the hell is wrong with you? Extremely cool. You know what I love about this, and this was something I was telling my wife, who didn't get to shoot it, and my wife is not a big gun person at all.
No.
But she was interested in shooting this. And I said, I love the 10/22. I love the Nagant. I've shot a multitude of guns, and I like shooting. I enjoy shooting.
Yeah.
But there's something very industrial feeling about shooting. And one of the things I was trying to explain to her is when I fired the Derringer, there's something elemental about it. Something organic about firing it. Something very elemental. You're part of the process. You
have to do every aspect of it. You can't just. It's not like I think you're about to say you loaded it completely yourself.
Right.
Like nowadays with my 10/22 or any gun respectively, any modern firearm has has bullets which aren't typically loaded by you. Now some people do load their own rounds.
Some people do load their own brass. Yeah.
But typically you go to the store and you buy rounds.
Right.
Live rounds, and you put them in. It's already pre-set up for you and everything. So
it's just not a simple matter of slapping a mag in. You feel a little bit of pride because you prime this charge yourself. You put the powder to patch the ball. You put the cap on. Everything when that ball flies out of the end of the barrel, it's the fruits of your labor. You were the one that put it together. And there's something it feels natural. It feels I keep saying the word elemental is how it feels. That swirl of smoke, that smell of sulfur, the fact that you hand loaded it, it just has this very elemental feel, and that was something that immediately attracted me to. And like I said, it's become my new obsession. I cannot wait to build my own gun. I can't wait to shoot more black powder. I mean, there
is another version of this particular model that you want.
Yeah. So. at the same time CVA was producing this gun, this is a standard Derringer, but they made another one
that was longer.
That was oversized. The handle was bigger. It was more like a full sized. Not like a compact pistol, but like a full size pistol. So the barrel's quite a bit longer. The handle's quite a bit longer, so your whole hand came around it. If you can see, these fingers kind of don't really sit on there, so it was longer. It kind of held your whole hand. It was, and I would love to find one of those. I would love to find one of those and have a full-sized pistol, not full-size Derringer, full-size pistol, so I could have the set.
That would be cool.
So yeah, that's extremely cool. I would love to find one of those.
If you have one, let us know.
Yeah. Couple things I did do wrong this time. Now, I got Pyrodex. It is FFFG, P for pistol.
It's equivalent, though.
Pyrodex is a black powder equivalent, which was okay. I did all the research. I may have gotten the wrong patches because I was having trouble getting the patches and the balls to go in.
And they are
together.
They're very large compared to what you would expect.
Yeah,
I think maybe they're just too big. They
might be 50 caliber patches instead of 45 caliber patches or something like that. I'm not, and I did for sure get the wrong percussion caps. I got number 11s.
And these are huge. They're probably for a rifle. I mean,
they're for a number 11 nipple.
Yeah. And what size is that?
Number 10.
Number 10.
Now here's the thing: when we went in, I had done all the research. I did everything I was supposed to. The only thing I forgot was whether it was a 10 or 11 percussion cap.
Yeah.
Now I knew that wasn't gonna.
I knew that wasn't
gonna mess anything up. But if you remember, we went in and the number 1110 is yay big.
Yeah.
The number 10 can was like this. And we were both looking at it like, there's no way.
There's 100 little tiny percussion caps in there.
They're going to fit on this gun.
Yeah.
And so, because we thought, there's just no way. And clearly we were wrong. So, I did get the wrong percussion caps. Everything else is right.
Now, I do think we did have a couple misfires. And we handled those properly. However, in my opinion, I think it might be from the caps.
May have been.
And we do know also on the actual gun itself, right here along the base of the nipple was all corroded.
Yeah.
And we definitely know for sure that's from the caps blasting out the side. And if you slow down the video, I might try to slow it down. If you slow down the video where it's kind of up close, you can see some of the blasts come out of the side.
Right.
I think it's because the actual cap itself, when it gets smashed down in and blasts out, it's got such a big hole there that doesn't all cover over the nipple and it shoots out the side. It corrodes along here. So you clean that a lot. It looks a lot better now, but even still.
Well, it's all. I chalk it up to all lessons learned. I'm going to definitely get the right pieces for this because I do want to continue shooting it. As I said, I'm still a baby, an infant when it comes to black powder. This is my first time shooting a black powder. It is my new obsession, so I'm going to learn all the nuances of it.
Something else about it, it's impossible to find a black powder measure around here. So
I was surprised our local gun store didn't have one.
A few. Dick's didn't have it, which is an outdoor. It's a sports store.
Yeah, I didn't expect. I thought they might.
But then Ohio Valley Outdoors, which is a gun store.
Right.
That's literally all they do. They don't do boat stuff. They don't do fishing stuff. They might have trapping stuff. I think they had trapping stuff. They have hunting stuff. I know they have hunting stuff like bear traps and stuff like that. So,
right.
But they did not have a black powder measure.
Do they have a black powder section, did you see?
They have a small one over by the ammunition. And he said, the gentleman that was back there, whose name I can't remember, we talked for a little while because I ended up buying some 22 while I was there, 22 long rifle. I said, hey, do you have black powder measures? He says, well, if we have any of those in right now, they'll be over there. I walked over there and I couldn't even find a label for black powder measures.
Right.
So
that's my next.
So we're gonna have to buy one online.
So I had the jerry rig. I did read online the measurement. Well,
I
found
how to measure out black powder using empty shell casing. So I saw somebody had done that, and I'm like, oh, so let me see if I can find specifically the amount we need from a 22 long rifle. And this posted on this forum. If I can find it, I'll put the link below. If I can't, I can't. But it was this huge, massive list of different shell casings, and he said if you fill them up, this is how many grains is in it.
Okay.
So he said that there's 4 grains in a single empty 22 long rifle shell casing. So a spent, I guess is the word you'd use, a spent shell casing. So you use it, and you figured out a little measuring spoon how much 20 grains is in a specific measuring spoon. I don't think you have it out, but there was something cool about that measuring spoon.
What was cool about this measuring spoon is there's a rectangular hole in the back of the measuring spoon.
Like for a ring to go through, so you can
so you can hang all your spoons together. And what's weird is that at the base of the nipple unscrews, and at the base of it, it's actually rectangular, and it's the exact...
It's like a wrench or something, but it's almost the perfect size.
It's almost identical shape as that hole in the spoon. I was able to use that to unscrew the nipple when I needed to unscrew the nipple.
Yep.
So that was a little bit of serendipity, and that was pretty cool. I am getting a powder measure because that's next on the list of things to do.
And then get the real percussion.
Like I said, we are completely inexperienced. Guys, if you have any experience with black powder, you have suggestions or things, or if you want to teach us a little bit, we would be happy to learn. We want to know more about it because I plan to get more involved and to understand. Here's the thing. I followed it, they said X amount of grains goes in this pistol, and so that's exactly what I put in. But I'm not really sure what a grain is, or a dram, or a cc. And I know those are all powder measures. I know they're volumetric measure, but they're by weight. They're volume by weight. I don't fully understand the nuances of all of that. So if you guys have anything to teach us, comment below, let us know, teach us a little bit.
Yep.
We'd be happy to. We're eager students. So
I highly recommend wearing ear protection. I've messed that up a few times while shooting, not just this gun, but any gun wearing ear protection. Always remember proper gun safety and ear protection. Eye protection if you're going to be really close to where the shells are ejecting. So I guess if you're left-handed and the shells are flying across your face, definitely wear eye protection. So
final thoughts.
I like it. Not my favorite gun I've ever shot, but I like it. It is fun. You are right about the natural feeling of it. And I didn't get to personally load it. Andrew did, and Andrew said he had a blast shooting it. So there's a video right here of him shooting it. We all, I think, had a blast shooting it. As I said, not my favorite. No accuracy whatsoever. That's just well known with a small gentleman's pistol. That's why you said 5 to 10 paces.
Well, we fired all of our shots were fired at 5 paces.
And I think you and Andrew both hit. We all aimed for the center, but Andrew hit maybe 10 inches away, and yours hit pretty close. The one time
mine was almost.
You shot multiple
times. Your first shot landed on the paper, within the first 2 rings, I think.
I think so.
My last shot of the day landed
pretty much smack in the middle of the
smack in the middle.
It was in the red.
It was in the first. It was in that first circle.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was a good shot, but yeah, you're right. Not the most accurate gun in the world. So
I do like my accuracy. I have a scope on my 1022.
Right.
So you don't like scopes. That's whatever. But that's just it. Your final thoughts? I know you have a new love for black powder.
It's my new obsession. I love it. Again, it's so elemental feeling, and it makes me feel closer to the history of those weapons. To imagine, being on the battlefield, your saber on your side, and you're trying to ramrod home. You're trying to put your powder in, your patch, your ball. You're trying to put a percussion cap on, ramrod all home before the enemy makes his next wave of
bayonet charges.
Yeah, right.
So.
And knowing you only have one shot to take down the next enemy, because that's it. Once that's depleted,
you have to go again.
It does bring or being the hunter on the frontier, and you have to kill that deer, you have to kill that bear, you have to kill that boar, whatever, because you don't get a second shot at it.
Yep.
And so it brings you closer to the history of that firearm, closer to the history of what it would have been like to live in that time, and that's why I love historical sword fighting. And it's why I teach it, and why I continue to do historical sword fighting. It just brings you closer to the history of your ancestors. So it was a hell of a lot of fun to shoot. It is my new obsession. I'm going to be shooting a lot. Expect a video in the near future. I don't know how soon, but I'm in the future. I'm going to be building a pistol musket.
And we'll probably make a video on you building that. So
I may very well make a video of me building it and shooting it, and we'll talk about it then. So that's my final thoughts. You know, if you ever get a chance to shoot black powder, if you haven't done it, do it. You may very well find yourself in love with it, or you may not. You know, you are not as eager to go out and get your own black powder gun.
Yeah.
So you want to sign us out?
Yep. Until next time, I'm Eli.
I'm Joshua.
And this is Firearms. Hey guys, I hope you liked today's episode. And if you did, go ahead and press that little like button below. Also comment if you've had any experiences at all with what we talked about. Also, go ahead and share it with your friends if you think they'll enjoy it. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, and check out our new Instagram page at This Is Podcast. Well, I think it's time to go shoot some rounds off.